glad to welcome you to the program. It's Teaching Time, coming to you from Sunrise FM 96.1. My name is Precious Chukwekezie, and I'm glad to welcome you to another edition of It's Teaching Time. This is a program that is designed for you to take action immediately. And today, we are going to take action on the issue of cholera outbreak in Nigeria. We know that currently, so many states, majority of the states in the country are already affected, and we are hoping it doesn't get worse than it is already. That's actually why we're here today, so that people get informed, people get educated, people will be aware of what they should do to ensure that it is prevented at all costs. And today, to discuss this issue, we have with us in the studio Dr. Ogunna Nwachukwu. Dr. Nwachukwu is a consultant. He is a consultant community health physician and a lecturer, Department of Community Medicine, University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital, Enugu. Doctor, we're glad to welcome you today.
Thank you once more. Let's do the needful so that we can achieve this teaching time and we will save 9 atmospheres.
Okay, moving on. What exactly is cholera, and why is it a significant public health concern?
Cholera, is simply put, is a bacterial disease. It's a waterborne disease, and it is communicated between people. It's transmitted between people through contaminated water and food. And it is so important in public health in that this cholera has several episodes. In fact, globally, that's recorded about 1,932 deaths. In Nigeria alone, over 37 deaths has equally been recorded just this year alone. So the disease that kills in this number and magnitude within the space of between January and May this year will show you that it's really has a cause to worry about. The Igbo people will always want to, when they want to, you annoy one Igbo person and he doesn't remember what he will do to you. He will tell you Otorobabu, and just like trying to inflict cholera upon you. Because when you have done something to him or her and he's helpless, you just like inflict it on you, cause it on you. So it's not a good thing. But then it's treatable, it's preventable. That's the good news. If we do our bit well, it will definitely come to pass. And it's a seasonal thing. This is the time for the season. The rainy season tends to provoke it the more. In the first epidemic in Nigeria occurred in 1972. Since then, it has come and go. And the place you have the highest number of, Lagos is now beating it, but the abode used to be Jos, Plateau State. Because of the cold nature of the area, you tend to have more of this episode of epidemics in this place. So, but like I said, the good news is that by simple acronym of WASH, water and sanitation and hygiene, you will bid goodbye to this deadly disease. This is how it is important in public health.
Okay, from the number you just said, that means is considering when it started till this moment, and we've recorded this number of cases, that means it's spreading like a wildfire.
Yes, it is.
So tell us, what are the primary factors that contribute to the spread of this cholera?
Firstly, we talked about the sanitation, sewage disposal. How you dispose your sewage, the physics, how you dispose it. Some people do open defecation. They go to the bush. The local parlance says bush method. Going to the bush to defecate is a prime suspect and a prime criminal in causing this epidemic to go. In that people who had this disease will go and defecate in a nearby bush, and once it rains, the rain will carry their poopoo down to the homes of various individuals. Water does not have enemy, it enters anywhere and it doesn't know what it's carrying. So you can mistakenly put it in your drinking water, you can put it in your house, you can get any of your things can get contaminated. And when you take this water, then you are bound to have this cholera. This is one strict way. Then you now look at some of our well water, source of our drinking water. If your source of drinking water is not pipe borne, it's not municipal supply, then you look at something like well water or other surface water. You see if somebody had defecated near the surface water, rivers, stream, where people go and fetch for their drinking water, and that person is having the cholera bacteria in their feces, you just carry it, and unknowingly people can come and fetch the water and go home and take it, and they will start having the disease. Then in our various homes, if we dug well some distance that is not hygienic to the our soccer well at home, you will now see that some of the feces can seep from that into the well, and then if it's contaminated with cholera, people can get infected through drinking such water. Okay, we are equally talking about this rainy season, bush nearby, and people defecate. Those dug well that's not well protected, that's not well covered, water from the rain can overflow, carrying those feces, and then inside those wells, they can cause that. Now, people who cultivate vegetables, raw vegetables with compost manure that have these feces that are not well decomposed, and they apply it to those manure. When this rain beats those feces, it's now lashed onto the leaf, those vegetables, and if you don't wash it properly, you are bound to have this bacteria in your system, and you tend to suffer from the illness. So we're in fruits. Then when you eat such fruits and without washing it properly, and then you are liable to have this disease around you. We equally say some other things that fuel this is crowded environments, homes and areas, which we see in so many urban slums around us, where too many people are staying in one place using one defecation facility, and you see a whole lot. And then due to the poor hygiene that surrounds that, there's possibility of this contamination with cholera. Then those that like shell food, shellfishes, that's a seafood, shellfishes. So some of the feces that are in those rivers where these shellfish can be, harvested, if you didn't wash or cook the fish properly, you are bound to have it. Then we look at poorly prepared, unhygienic foods. If you are not well cooked, you can contact diseases from it. Okay, look at some other food. If some greens like rice, millets are cooked and they're allowed in room temperature and it's cold, then there's liability that somebody who had poo-pooed and didn't wash his hand well can get it into those food. Or the flies, house flies, you have your food, you didn't properly cover it, the house fly will go and perch on the poo-poo and then come and perch on the food. It can transfer this bacteria that can cause havoc to our system. So these are various ways you can. When you now look at ice cubes, ice cubes that you don't know where the source of the water is from, you can just take ice cubes from restaurant and then put in your drink or in any of your thing that you take on. There's possibility of your contacting cholera through this. So it's endless the way that we can contact it, as so long as hygiene, wash and sanitation is concerned. So it's absolutely a crying call for a serious effort to make sure that you have a high level of sanitation and hygiene to bid farewell to this cholera.
Okay, you made mention of so many factors that are contributing to the spread of cholera. One of which is you talked about open defecation.
Sure.
I think since it's one of the issues, is there something that can be done? I know that a lot of awareness is being created already about ending open defecation, but as it is now, we're not even, I don't know if we're even halfway to getting to where we should be in terms of open defecation. What else do you think can be done to achieve the target?
We'll continue communicating the risk involved. They continue with the risk communication. People should know what they are to face if they don't stop it. I feel it's going a long way. Encouraging people to build toilets. Every landlord is still come to the government, and then enforcement agents like the town planning authorities, making sure that every house should have a toilet. Thank God to policies of the current Enugu State governor. He has already outlined ways of trying to make sure that he ends open defecation and ensuring that toilets in various homes are achieved. Also, if we can borrow a lead from the cats, you never see a poo of a cat. Rather, it dogs a hole and poo and cover it. If we can't, in those bush, we can learn to dog and then poo there and cover it.
Oh, wow.
That could be another way of trying to mitigate till we get it. But it's really appalling in these modern days and time. We're still talking about open defecation. It makes us what the white normally calls us the people from the
I think where we have that mostly is in the rural areas.
That's what I'm saying.
As against what is obtainable here in the urban area.
Precious, I charge you to go around this urban area, even in this you're near this beautiful layout. You'll see some slums around it. You'll be surprised on what you get. You see so many slums, people who are shanties are here and there. You see that they don't have toilets. And in places you see some who just bag it. You see black polythene flying like that are just like bombs from nowhere. And once they land in dustbins, you now see it will just scatter. So it's really something that people should be taught to, and then they should try as much as possible to desist from that. We continue to discourage them from all these, ill behaviors that can go a long way in making our place conducive for environment. Like I'm saying that those source of water in Western worlds, like developed country, they don't have these incessant epidemics of cholera. Why? Because they have a well organized and wonderful sanitation process and policy, and then they have source of water is adequate. They treat their water. So if we won't see this cholera. You only see cholera in developing countries and Southeast Asia, Haiti, and others that are still struggling to get their policies right.
Talking about water treatment, and maybe as a way of mitigating the spread of cholera, for persons who don't have access to clean water, how will they treat their water?
So simple. The dog well can be treated using chlorine. There are tablets of chlorine being sold, and then if you just go, there's a way you can, treat your well with chlorine that can help certify. But more importantly, the local and more dependable traditional way of, keeping water pure. Boil your water. By act of boiling water, any bacteria like that of cholera will be denatured by the heat. So if you boil your water, you allow it to cool and you start using it. And there are these sieve that they use in sieving akamu and the rest. Each time you fetch water, allow it to decant, allow it to settle, and then try to decant it. Take the ones that is over and pour the other one. And then the one that you've gotten, you now boil it. Heating and boiling had been one traditional and dependable way of ensuring heat-free or bacteria-free water in our system. So if we are doing that, I think we go a long way in making the water very, very clean. Then the rainwater will collect. You collect the rainwater, and when you collect it, you allow it to settle. When it settles, you try as much as possible to do the same thing, boil it, depending on the roof you're collecting it from. Two, there is the old alum saga, the alum that we used to know then. You fetch water and drop some alum in it. Those alum will help to, it's still used in municipal water treatments. The alum will now help in collating the heavy metals.
And it's safe.
Yes.
For drinking.
Why not?
Okay.
Even the water the pipe-borne water you're talking about had at a stage of treatment that alum is put in it. Yeah, it is. That's safe. So if you do it, you will have a clean water. But it's as simple as boil your water. Even the water you're going to use in pasting, use a hot water. Because little water you use in pasting can be enough to load you dose of cholera bacteria that can land you to your grave. So you can avoid it.
Oh, wow. Okay, so for persons who are already infected, is there anything they can do on their own, maybe like a home remedy, before going to the hospital, or if it is not that serious? Is there something that they can do at home? That's for persons who are already infected. And then for anybody who is around somebody who is infected, what can the person do to be safe?
Right. We'll now look at when you are infected. For people who are infected, they manifest by showing vomiting. They have watery stool, which we call diarrhea. They have weakness. Some have lethargy. Some have confusion, as in trying to fall, dizziness. So when you now start noticing this, it's pertinent for you to know that through that diarrhea, that person will lose so much of water, which can cause more trouble.
Before you go, Doc, before you continue, the stool, the watery stool you're talking about, is it like a normal diarrhea stool?
No, it has a peculiar watery stool. In fact, we call it rice stool. It looks pale. It looks pale, milky. It just, have you seen where you squeeze out rice from a water? That water you squeeze out rice from, that water, we call it rice water stool. That's what's typical of a diarrhea stool is like. So, but what I'm trying to say is just like, it is so much large in the sense that within 1 hour, someone who is infected with cholera would have lost about 1 liter of fluid. And then this includes some other electrolytes, salts like potassium, sodium, that chloride that can affect other bodies function, that can cause hypovolemic shock. Your blood pressure will get lowered, you get highly dehydrated, you see your skin so dry you can't even be making urine, and then when you're making it so small. So when you now see this, there are things you can do. That's the point. I want to paint a picture for somebody who has it. You can simply give that person oral rehydration therapy. You can get the ORS, the oral salt, and then dissolve it in water, 1 liter of water, and give that person. I always say, first seek ye the kingdom of God, and the rest will be added. Just try as much as possible to seek for that fluid replacement. Leave it, other things will be added later, so that the person can get alive. If you can't get the ORS, you can easily do that combination: salt, sugar, and water. It's as simple as that. That's home remedy. You can a mixture of salt, water, and sugar. You will now put it in the right proportion and give to that person. That person who can. Then for those who have someone that is already having that, remember, a good number of people who have cholera, they don't show symptom. It's quite a few that show symptom. So if you are in that category, when you see somebody going frequently in toilets, try to be conscious and wary of that person, because you staying with somebody who has cholera makes you to be at a higher risk of having cholera as well. Then if you are living in a crowded environment, that is what can help breed such environment for more people to have cholera disease. More importantly, cholera, as we are talking, the bacteria normally is being denatured in stomach by acid. That this hydrochloric acid that the stomach normally secretes. When in some people that doesn't have it, or that it's been suppressed, like in treatment of ulcer patients, those people are at higher risk of having the cholera disease than those that don't have it. One funny thing that they said again is just like people with O blood group tend to be more predisposed to having the cholera disease than
Really?
those. Yeah.
Is it O positive or O negative or both?
Both.
Okay.
O group.
And
They are
so
more
a good
likely.
number of people have O blood group.
No, they are more likely to. And then children are more likely to, and adults, elderly persons. But infants with mothers who had previous experience from cholera, they are immune.
Okay.
Yeah, so infants. But then outside these infants that had mothers who had suffered from that and get protection, every other person is at a risk of
vulnerable.
having it. Yeah.
Oh wow. That's so risky. So is it possible for somebody who has cholera to make do only with the home remedy and get better without going to the hospital?
It depends on the dose you have. Yes, sure. You can just, when you now start doing that, it will run its course so long as you are not reinfecting yourself.
Okay.
So rather as you opt your sanitation.
How can you reinfect yourself?
The person is passing a stool now.
Okay, because you need to
yes.
handle it.
Yeah. So
Proper hygiene.
Exactly.
Okay.
Personal and environmental. Proper disposal of your sewage, and then after that you wash your hand before eating. So wash your hand. This can help you. And then what you call home remedy, you can just like do those ORS and then make sure that the person is losing is regaining, replacing it. But in severe circumstance, admission may be required.
Okay.
So there's this old dependable advert thing that they said, if symptom basis after 2 days, consult your doctor. So don't continue your home remedy till you definitely come to that point.
Okay. Since we don't have, at the moment, any case of cholera recorded already in Enugu, is there anything that has been done to ensure that we don't record any case of cholera?
I think part of what you're doing is one of the things that are being done.
Okay, apart from creating awareness here, is there any other thing?
Yes, we're trying to see that, just like I said, the government is trying to make sure that pipe-borne water is everywhere. Then the sanitary condition and hygiene is upped. And again, you try to do those wash. I said, as little as washing your hand can help, scare away cholera. And then you try as much as possible to avoid these street vendor food, because some of them you don't know their source, and unless you are there when the person is, preparing the food, and you make sure that you watch the person eat it before you nan. Then the fruits that are peeling, like banana, orange, then avocado, don't give somebody to peel for you because you don't know whether the person has washed his hand or her hand. Then do it yourself after washing your hand and peel it yourself and eat it. Don't sauce the hot drinks are better than cold one in these cases. And each time you're trying to take a can water, drink, or what have you, try as much as possible to wipe the outside and make sure that you disinfect it before. When you don't have water and soap available, try to use alcohol-based sanitizer to wash your hand.
Okay, so at this point, there is need for persons to go and bring out their hand sanitizers wherever they kept them. It will really help at this point.
Sure.
Okay, so apart from all these things that we need to do, home remedy, going to the hospital for treatment and all, is there a vaccine for cholera?
Yes, there's a vaccine, But unfortunately, I think WHO has announced that it has exhausted the stock at the moment. But the truth is also that there is an oral vaccine open for people aged 2 to 64. Okay, as at last check, I think they were saying that they are in serious, efforts to produce more vaccine for it. There is an oral vaccine, and it's taken orally, and then it's always good to advise if you are traveling to areas where it's endemic. Nigeria is endemic to cholera, but other places like Mexico and some other places, you definitely ought to take this vaccine at least 10 days before your trip. It will help to prevent that as well. That's a very important one.
Okay. Taking it means making it available, because if it is not available, there's no way you will take it.
Because of the nature of the global epidemic that is happening, I think they are saying that they've exhausted the pack they have.
Okay.
So they are trying to now see how.
Because the issue is not just in Nigeria.
No, it's globally.
Yeah,
It's globally.
Yeah. Oh well. I just hope that sooner than okay. Before I say that, it's like the cholera outbreak. Is it seasonal?
Yes,
Okay.
it's seasonal. It's seasonal. It's seen more during the rainy season, because that's when the condition is apt for it.
Okay, it thrives in a cold environment.
Sure.
I see.
So that's I said, even the headquarter or where it bodes well is in Jos.
Okay.
So, but
because of the cold nature of that
exactly,
environment.
exactly. But this year, I think Lagos has taken the battle.
Oh, wow.
This is Lagos is worst hit of all the 30 states that already had been reported have recorded cases of cholera. So it's not a good news at all. But to be forewarned is to be forearmed. We should be vigilant. And then surveillance should be at its topmost level. Be watchful and seeing that somebody is passing what risk to. If that person don't want to report to nearest health authority for them to be taken to the hospital for further investigation.
Oh wow, that's a very beautiful way to end this program. Thank you very much, Doc, for your time. We appreciate you so much for the effort you're making in ensuring that people get really educated, that they get the awareness they need to stay safe because of this cholera outbreak. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you very much. Remember, they say the stitch in time saves 9.
That's right.
And prevention is always better than cure.
That's it.
Be forward.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, Doc, once again. Our guest today has been Dr. Ogunna Chinedu Nwachukwu, who is a consultant community health physician and a lecturer, Department of Community Medicine, University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital, Itukwuozaba, Enugu. Thank you once again, Doc.
Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, you've heard it from him today. In case you've not heard it before, there is need for you to be safe. When you keep yourself safe, you also keep the other person beside you safe. And always be careful. When some people around you are showing some symptoms, you heard what he said, that you need to do. And even when you are not infected or affected, please always wash your hands with clean water and soap. Keep your environment clean. Cleanliness should be the order of the day at this point. And we appreciate you so much for being part of the program today. And we want you to take action. The action you need to take is to keep yourself clean at all times and keep your environment clean as well. And also report. When you see something, please say something. You might be saving a soul, you might be saving a life. And this is it on today's edition of It's Teaching Time, coming to you from Sunrise FM 96.1. My name is Precious Chukwekezie. Always remember that your life is precious.